Okay, I'm finally live. I'd like to be live on my big computer. Now I think I can be live on my big computer, but I didn't figure it out until it was too late. So let's just go ahead and I had this plan to be in my craft room, but my I forgot that I have to have Google Chrome to work this live, whereas I work on Apple computers and I use Safari, which YouTube does not like. So, such the delay. I see someone is here with me. I'm glad that you are. And I actually took notes, very sophisticated notes, so I can keep track of what I'm doing. Okay. So I guess you can hear me. My microphone is active. My dog is resting on the couch behind me. So hello. How is everyone? Please let me know if you can hear me okay. My little dots down below say that I'm at least modulating somewhat. So I'm live. I'm here and I know that Mr. wanted me to come on. I had a request to do a live or to do a video. So here I am. Ooh, Australia. Oh my gosh, I love Australia, except it's a very angry and dangerous place, and I don't think I'll ever end up going there. But I do love Australia, koala bears specifically. So, hey, Secret Squirrel, can you hear me okay? Are we okay here? It's okay if only a few people come to the live. I'm not here about numbers or anything. Okay, great. So I made notes to try to keep somehow organized and I don't waste any of your time. That's something I do not like to do. I don't like to have my time wasted and I don't like to waste other people's time. Now, for the record, my computer in the craft room, the camera is much wider and it's not quite as up close to me as this laptop is. So the next time I go live, it'll be better. Oh yeah, no, nothing angry about Australia. Psh, nothing at all, except every single living thing wants to eat you. I lived in Phoenix, Arizona. I know the desert. The desert is mean. The grass under your feet would cut you if you're barefoot. Okay, so I've got a few topics, and let me go ahead and give you the bullet points of these topics that I'm going to speak to, and then we're going to do something really fun. So, some bullet points. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley speaking the truth. Praise God. I always loved Charles Barkley. He's one of my absolute all-time favorite NBA players. He's so absolutely authentic. I just love him. The next point is going to be duck eggs are awesome. Molesting kids is a type of murder. And the Apple Watch Series 6. So how's that? That's all my topics. So let's start out with Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley speaking the truth, speaking up about this whole defunding the police here in the United States. It's a bunch of craziness, and we need the police. We do not need bad policemen, but we do need the police. And Charles Barkley's quote, Tim Pool, who is a news channel, Tim Pool or Timcast IRL on YouTube. I like him very much. He's very objectionable. Objectionable? No, that's bad. He keeps his opinions newsworthy, and he doesn't use too much of his personality. He just reads the news and keeps it straight. Anyway, Charles Barkley, a quote that he said was, "Who are they going to call? Ghostbusters? We need the police." Okay, defunding the police is not the answer. The answer may not even be known at this point, what we can do in America about racial injustice that some still have and go through. But one thing I know for certain is that defunding the police and rioting and setting up your own neighborhoods on fire is not the answer at all. So them duck eggs. So we have 2 ducks. We got 3 ducks total, but one of them passed away, sadly. So we have 2 ducks, and they are a mating pair, which we're very excited about. And she has since started laying eggs. My watch is alerting me about something. Now, some people are allergic to duck eggs. I am not allergic to duck eggs. Thankfully, no one else in my family is allergic to duck eggs. So that's wonderful because I really like them. There are certain differences with duck eggs as to chicken eggs. One of the differences is the shell of a duck egg is so much more strong. I mean, you really have to conk that thing on the counter to get a duck egg to open. And that's good because I can be rather harsh with my eggs when I'm getting them in from the hen house. So that has only worked for my benefit because I would break my eggs or crack my eggs on my way in from the hen house. So I like that about duck eggs. They're much stronger, much stronger shell than chicken eggs. Another thing is that's really unusual to me is that the egg white of a duck egg is much more dense. And when I say dense, it's not mushy. It's not really I don't know how it's just not mushy. It's not squoosh. Like there's some sort of resistance to the egg white in a duck egg. And I really enjoy the flavor also. Doesn't taste any different really than a chicken egg. It's just way bigger too. That's the other benefit of duck eggs. Duck eggs are way bigger, like 2 times as big as a chicken egg. So I'm really enjoying having my duck eggs, and my ducks are making eggs, and we are going to hatch them out. Although my husband says we should wait till spring because of the natural weather getting cold now, and we would want to set them up for failure with their babies. And so, yeah. Hello, how are you? You're here. Good to see you. Welcome. You've only missed a few points. You've missed my talking about Charles Barkley and how he and Shaquille O'Neal are speaking the truth about not defunding the police because we need them. Duck eggs are awesome. They taste just the same as chicken eggs. But the eggs themselves, the shell is very strong, and it takes a lot of banging to get it to open. So how's Mexico doing, by the way? So there you go. And yeah, some people are allergic, I've heard, to duck eggs. I'm not one of them, which is wonderful because I really like them. I'm also on a diet right now, and I've been losing weight because I have a lot of arthritis. And it's really helped me a great deal. So I'm not eating egg yolks anymore. I'm just eating the white. And because I'm now eating duck eggs, the egg whites are so much more substantial and so much more, there's just more meat to the egg white of a duck egg. I just eat the whites and I'm perfectly full. So I just think that's awesome. So never tried duck eggs. I totally recommend them. In fact, I recommend getting ducks for your flock rather than chickens. I've had both now. And first of all, the first thing is that chickens only, oh, you're sweet. Thank you. I'm not going for beautiful. I'm going for alive. I'm alive. So anyway, chickens, we raise chickens from pullets, which is a baby chicken, and it takes them up to a year to lay their first egg. So that's a long time, but we did have some eggs when we bought some chickens here already, older chickens, and they were laying at the time. They are not anymore. And so they take a year, pullets or female chickens, hens, take a year to lay their first eggs. And ducks only take 6 months. So that in itself is a wonderful, wonderful quality. And so our mating pair is laying eggs. And I suggest, squirrel, you just get ducks because there are a lot of ducks that don't take a lot of water or a lake or a pond like you might think. There's a breed of duck we don't have. We actually have ruin ducks. Not ruined your day, but ruin, I guess. and it's a male and female. And these ducks don't take a whole lot of water, but there are other ducks that especially don't take too much upkeep in water, and that is khaki Campbells. So where you are, squirrel, down in Australia, you might want to look into khaki Campbells because they are not specifically a water duck. Okay, now my other bullet point for today was has to do with what's going on in our societies, in our world, not just in our country. But my concern about molesting children seems to be something that there's a group of people who would like to legalize or normalize molesting children, as if it were to say it's just a preference. And I speak for my own example, my own experience. Molesting myself was molested by my father, and it is a type of murder. So let me be clear. Molesting a child is a type of murder. Now, how do I say that? Where do I get my facts about that? My facts about child molestation or child sexual abuse is really quite simple. I am not the same as I would have been if I were not molested. I endured a great deal of change. My entire mindset changed. My preferences in boys changed. I became very promiscuous. It was just not. It was as if who I was supposed to be was murdered, and who I am now is the product of that assault. So, when I say that child molestation is the equivalent to murder, it is because a part of me was killed when that happened to me. So keep that in mind when you see movies like Cuties or any kind of disgusting stuff like that, or even I've seen some girls in dance classes, and the moves that they have them do in practice are really bad and shouldn't be the case. We should not be having our children dance in that way, and it only leads to just a terrible future. My lady, can you show me what you are reading? Oh, I'm sorry. These are my notes. So you see Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley speak the truth. I mentioned this before. Duck eggs are awesome. Molesting kids is a type of murder. And my Apple Watch Series 6. That's what I'm reading. So I made notes, so I try not to get off track. So, okay. So I've touched on all the topics that I wanted to do. You're up to speed. Okay, so I am an Apple head. I love Apple products. I am fully invested in the what they call an ecosystem with the apps and the phones and the computers. And I'm an Apple sheep. Telusive Tech is actually a YouTuber who is also an Apple lover and an Apple sheep. I can't understand why they have those shows like Dance Moms. I think it's pedo food, to be perfectly honest with you, Squirrel. I think that sadly there are people in power in the entertainment industry who are in fact pedophiles. And it's no different than pornography. It's just pornography where the subjects of the pornography are children. I think that people who have this type of I don't want to say, I want to say mental illness or distortion of facts. I believe that they just simply miniaturize their idea of a woman or a man into a small image, like a child, and they just simply make it almost as if they're like some sort of a god or some sort of superpower. And so they see a child as an adult and themselves as some sort of mighty, bigger than life individual, some sort of power issue. So when we see these shows coming on like this, There's no short way of saying it. It's pedophilia. It's pornography, except they're using children as the source. I don't want to stay there too much because I know that some people really feel uncomfortable with this subject, my family included, some of which I haven't spoken to in a long time because they do not believe me that my father did that. And that is their story. That is their place, and I respect that. So, but I will be bold and I will share my molestation story, and I will share the truth, and I will not be silenced because there are people right now who need to hear this. There are people who have been molested who would rather commit suicide than speak about what happened to them, and that's unacceptable. There have been many times in my life where my life has been absolutely awful and I've experienced terrible, terrible things where many people see today as an excuse or a justification for suicide. And I don't believe that we should ever be in any way held back from sharing our testimony because I believe that people seeing my story that I was assaulted sexually by my father for many, many years, they need to hear that so that they don't end up on Skid Row and on some YouTube channel like the Soft White Underbelly. If you've never seen the YouTube channel Soft White Underbelly, you really need to go look at it because these interviews with these people are absolutely gut wrenching. And I guess I don't want to be over exaggerating, but I would say 7 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 of these interviews, when they're asked the question, how was your childhood? Was there any abuse during your childhood? 6 or 7 out of 10 will say they were sexually abused. And the product of that sexual abuse can't be any more clearly shown than on that, again, YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly. It's gut wrenching. So I can't be quiet anymore. And then there's another individual channel. His name is Gary Lamb. I just found him. He listens to Tim Pool. He is an individual who also shared that he wasn't molested when he was a child. More people who have been molested need to feel empowered to speak up. We've heard of the Me Too movement when young girls or women are now speaking up when they were sexually assaulted or touched in a way that they did not want. And it empowered people and it made them feel like they could speak. So I think the same thing is true for people who have been survivors of sexual assault as a child or molestation by a parent. We just need to speak. So I'm speaking. I've always been a very bold and outspoken and mouthy kid. And now as an adult, I'm a very bold and outspoken adult. I've just got a lot of courage. I've always had a lot of courage. So, okay, now, let's talk about the Apple Watch. So I had all of my stuff in the other room and now I don't. So, okay, I got the new Apple Watch. So this is it. Let's see. Yeah. You see? There I am. You can see it. Mm-hmm. There. So that's the Apple Watch. My face is upside down, of course, on the Apple Watch, but that's because I look at it this way. But anyway, so I got this, and I figured I'd show you a few things about the Apple Watch, the new Series 6 Apple Watch. Now, I'm not someone that likes to spend a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, but I did want to show you that this is my other one, my other Apple Watch. And you can see that there's a definite difference in size, if you can see it there. Come on, screen, wake up again. There you go. So this one is the Series 2, and this one is the Series 6. Now, this is a 44 millimeter, and this is a 38 millimeter. Let me see if I can turn this on by hitting my... Okay. Like I said, I was very organized, and I had everything ready in there, but now I'm all out of sorts. So, come on. Wake up. Okay, it locked. In any event, that's the size difference between the Series 6, and which is below, and the 38 millimeter, which is the Series 2. I got the new upgrade to the Series 6 because this is a cellular one also, and I'm out in the barn all the time. with my horses, and I just don't want to have to lug my phone with me. And so I got this new one right here, and it's got all this fall assist, and it's got all this Siri is on, and I don't know why. Okay. So yeah, I really like it actually. It's turning out really well. And so I got the Series 6 and I do recommend it. I did go to Best Buy and I got an open box band because they only let you have very limited bands when you buy your new Apple Watch, which I was not a fan of. They came out with these two new bands, which looked really neat, but I never buy things that are new. I usually wait until they cycle through. And so I didn't get the new band, which is supposed to be like one size you measure, and then it comes and it's got no buckle here, no holes or anything. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in that kind of a design, so I didn't do that. I just got a sports band, which is this one, the basic one. But the one I had gotten was they only let me get a white band, and that's not very good for me because I get dirty a lot in the barn. So I went to bestbuy.com and I searched. And one fun fact, the new 44 millimeter Apple Watch Series 6 will fit the old 42 millimeter watch bands. So that's something to keep in mind if you're watching this later on or if you're watching this now. That made it so that I could find the color I wanted, which was the color stone. And the color stone is what I'm wearing right now. And I'm not sure if you could make that out or the color on this because the lighting's kind of bad. Like I said, I was supposed to be in the other room. But it only came with a white band. So I don't know if you could see these two. In any event, white was going to get dirty really, really fast. So I went and I got the stone band and it came today. And I'm super excited because the stone color that Apple offered is actually the exact same color as the dust bathing area outside of our barn. And so I won't even see the dirt on my watch band. So yeah, isn't that awesome? I thought so too. Okay, so that's the Apple Watch Series 6. I really do like it. Is it doing everything I thought it would? Yes, it is. Did I upgrade too soon? No, I did not. I did a video about the Series 2 on my YouTube channel. And I don't know why Siri keeps, it's because you lift your wrist and Siri comes on automatically. Well, in any event, I have the Series 6. I finally did upgrade. If you see in my channel, you'll see that there's a video on my channel said, I think the title was, Should I? And I was wondering if I should upgrade from my Series 2. And that was, I don't even know when that was. I'll have to look that up, but it was a few years ago. And so, but now I have upgraded and I'm very glad that I have, and it all worked out really well. Okay, so now I've hit all of my bullet points. So now I thought I could do something really fun. So let me see. There is if you don't already know, I am a born again Christian. That means I used to not be a born again Christian. I used to be a sinner in the worst way. And so saying that as it is, you'll know that on my channel, you're going to hear some things about God, about Jesus, and about the Bible. If that offends you in any way, please don't feel you need to stay for me. You can go along your happy way, and that would be fine. I'm going to read to you a few things. I don't want to, not read to you. I have something. Just give me 1 second. Let me find something. I believe it's chapter 11, verse 12, or chapter 12, verse 11. It's chapter 12. Okay, just a minute. So it's going to be Revelation, and it's going to be chapter 12, verse 11. And you'll understand what I'm doing. Oh, there it is, and it's highlighted and everything. Okay, here we go. Sorry for getting off the subject you are talking about, but I would like to know how you see politics in the U.S. Do you think Trump will win the elections again? Yes, I do. I think Trump is going to be the winner of a landslide. And I don't object to you bringing me off topic at all. If anybody has any questions at all for me, feel free to just go ahead and put them in the comment section, and I will read them and I will see them and I will answer you. So, do I think Trump will win? Yes, in a landslide. Why do I think that Trump will win? because he was put there for a reason. He was put there because people are tired of the same, the people who are robbing our country blind by these open paychecks that they get every single year since they get in and they never get out. And so there needs to be term limits. And that's why I voted for Donald Trump. Okay. So here's the scripture that I would like to talk about today and why I'm going to be sharing what's in this box. And you'll see in a minute. Okay. Now, in the book of Revelation, it's chapter 12, verse 11. It says, and they overcame him being the devil, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Okay. So what does that scripture mean? That scripture means that our testimonies are so strong that they can save people. They can bring people out of very, very dark lives and bring them into new life, a new sense of awareness. So, and my stepson often tells me, Tracy, you should have a YouTube channel where you share all the testimonies and all the stories that you have with God. And I never really knew how to go about this, but now I think I've got something. So this is a box that I have. And I've been filling this box for many years. And inside this box is tokens of the testimonies or the miracles that God has done in my life. So what I thought would be neat is when I go live, I can read from this box and some of these testimonies. So that's what I'm going to do today. Because why come on the internet with nothing to share and nothing to give? You know, you want to bring something to the table. You want to bring information that people can use. So I have a few that I picked out, and I'd like to show them. And I kind of like this one the best, so I'm gonna show this one. So this is I kept them in a silly putty egg. Do they still make silly putty, or would kids eat the silly putty? So now we can't have it anymore. I'm not sure. Silly putty egg. Silly putty was one of my favorite toys, even when I was an adult. And so here, silly putty egg was in my miracle box. So within this silly putty egg, there are these two pieces of paper. Now, these two pieces of paper are they're straw wrappers. And these were, let's see, I wrote on them, oh my, look at that. I don't know if you could see that or not, but it says 12606. So these two straw wrappers were from January 25th of 2006. Now, Tracy, why do you have these straw wrappers? Well, I'll tell you the story of these straw wrappers. My husband and I were dating, and he was very shy about getting into a relationship again, but he felt pretty good about me. And we were sitting inside a Steak and Shake, and he used to play with straw wrappers, and he actually, and I was so floored, he tied this straw wrapper around my finger to see what it would look like with a ring on it. You know, like with that Beyonce, the put a ring on it kind of thing. And so he tied it on to my finger. And when he did that, I thought for sure we would be married very, very soon. Of course, it took a year and a half after that, and I'm not a real patient person. But I kept them. And the reason I kept these, because I believed when I met my husband that he was the man I was supposed to be with the very first time I had seen him. We met at a divorce recovery class. It was very sweet. So when he did this, I saved these so that I could keep them and hold them safe so that on days where I felt discouraged or I felt like things were not going to work out between him and I could look back on these straw wrappers. Let's say the date that he tied around my finger like a wedding ring, and I can say, no, it's going to happen. He doesn't think it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So yes, that's my miracle in my little silly putty egg. So those are our wedding rings that he tied around my finger. I thought that was a very sweet miracle to hold on to. And of course, now we've been married for 13 years. So yay. Okay. Now another miracle that happened. Oh, look at that. I actually wrote the date. I'm not sure if it'll reverse it and you'll be able to see it, but it says 9/14/05. Now, on September 14th, 2005, I was going through a very, very difficult breakup with my second husband. It was gut-wrenching. It was the worst situation I've ever been to in my life, and I have been through a physically abusive marriage. And I have to tell you that adultery is the worst type of marriage injury that you can ever go through. Hi, Gina. How are you? The lady who started it all. You're here. Hi. You're here on my live stream. Well, my live stream is much, much more modest than yours, but I'm glad you're here. You have problems with translator. Could you talk to me a little in Spanish? Hola. I don't speak Spanish. Although my second husband was Spanish. So sorry about that. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know. I don't know if I can speak in a way that you could understand, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Okay, so this was a miracle box. This, I don't think you, can you see what's in there? There's this little black rock. Can you see? There's a black rock in there. And this black rock was, long story short, there was a rock in my brake. And I got so scared because I could hear the brake scream. Now, at this time, I had no husband to protect me or help me. It was just myself and my 4 children, and I was a single parent. My husband at the time had gone off with a woman, a work wife, and he just left me flat. In fact, he asked me, he actually did this all over text message. He didn't even do it to my face. It was absolutely horrible. So in that regard, anyway, that's another video. So anyway, this rock is a memento from September 14th of 2005 when I was driving my truck, my SUV, and I pulled into a parking lot because the brakes were making this awful sound. And I was totally, when you don't have anyone and you're by yourself, when something like this goes on, your life comes to a screeching halt because you're like, okay, something's wrong with the only car I have. I have no money. I don't even have a job. And something just went wrong with my car. Could this get any worse? So I pulled into the parking lot and I said, God, you're all I have. You are my husband now, God. I hope you can fix a car. And I was being kind of sarcastic, kind of not sarcastic, but kind of yes. But I completely meant what I was saying to God in my soul. I was saying, uh-oh, what are we going to do? So I have this, I get out of the car and I go to the brake. I've got very rudimentary car automotive skills. I'm kind of a gearhead. I'm a pretty mechanical person. And my first husband had really lousy cars with me, so I learned a lot about cars. Anyway, so I just pushed on the brake cylinder inside the front driver's side tire, and it gave just a little bit, a punk. And out from that brake caliper was that rock. And my brakes were fine. Now, again, to a mechanic or someone who maybe is not really into, yeah, thanks, Gina. I'm a gearhead. I've always been an automotive girl. I'm a car enthusiast. I love cars. I can tell you any car make on the road. My husband thinks I got some sort of secret gift or something because cars don't really mean anything. I can actually put cars with people. So if he says, I don't know if they're here, and I'll look, I'm like, yeah, they're here. And he's like, well, how do you know? It's like, well, there's their car. It's just something I do. I love cars. So this rock popped out of the brake and my car was fine. And this is the kind of little thing between you and God that builds faith. And so I wanted to share that little miracle with you. Gina, I'm sorry you missed it, but I shared my wedding rings that my husband tied on my finger and him when we were sitting inside of Steak and Shake. These were from January 25th of 06. So I went from September 14th of 05 being scared to death that there's a rock or something or my car is broken and not having a husband to help me or to stand by me or to help me raise my children, to January 14th of, did I say 14th or 25th? Let me see. I want to be honest and truthful. The 25th of January of 06, I had already had my next prospect coming. So yeah. So these things will float your faith. It will grow your faith. And so you can't put someone in a place, Mister, my buddy, Mister, you just got back from surgery. They did have to do the surgery. How's your COVID? For any of you, Mr. Tall Guy over here, he's my friend, and he was actually diagnosed with the Chinese virus. So I hope you're doing okay. He had to have knee surgery because he's a gargantuanly tall young person. I hope you're doing okay, buddy. I'm here. I said I'd be here. I'm here. I was a little late. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But I'm glad you're here. Okay. So I shared some of my little miracles. You'll have to watch Mr. once this goes back into the channel so you can catch up on everything I just talked about. I'm talking about my Series 6, upgrading from my Series 2. It's gone now. Oh, it went through its 10-day process, and yes, I don't have it. Wonderful. I'm so glad. That's good news. Let's see. What stuff do you even do when you do a live stream? I don't have my radio playing like Gina. Gina's a pro at these live streams. So let me see. This is a picture. I'll show you some pictures, just stuff that I wanted to do during the live stream. So this is a picture. Let's see if I can hold it. These are all of our children the day before we got married. And now we have 7 children between us. So you can see my husband and I are standing in the middle. And from my right to left is my son, Timothy. He's now 33. His son, Luke, or my stepson, Luke, and he is 35. Then there's Dylan next to Luke, and Dylan is, I believe, 26. And my daughter, Cassandra, who I do not speak to anymore because she hates my guts, she is 28. Then she has her hands on Jordan. Jordan is now 22. He's so big now. And then Molly is next to Jordan. Molly is now, I guess she's about 30, and she's got a beautiful family. And then next to Molly is Max. He's my nephew. And Max is now about to be married, actually. And he is, I guess he'd be about 31. And then there's Anthony, another child who doesn't talk to me because he can't stand me. So I'll say, let me see. My son first in the blue, starting right to left. Mine, his, mine, his, mine. There you go. There you go. Okay. So you got to see a picture. I like being personal. Do you guys like getting to know people? I like it. Oh, here's a cute picture. So let's see, 6 ligaments. I tore 6 ligaments and I tore my ACL. I was in a basketball game. Will they be able to get it back? I hope. I went up and someone freaking like a nut jitsu, nujitsu my knee. And yes, I hate that kid now. And oh yeah, I'm 6'1" now. Poor baby. I'm sorry. It is the Brady Bunch squirrel for sure. So let's just look at pictures. Want to look at some family pictures? Does it sound like, do you ever want to look in people's photo albums? I've got pictures. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what to do on a live. I shared all my bullet points. So let's see. Oh, this was the barbecue, or it was a family reunion. We did this on our honeymoon. Sorry about the reflection. So that's all of my husband's family. This was in Colorado. We had a whole big to-do out there in Colorado, so that turned out really nice. We had a great time. Trying to see if I can see myself in the picture. I should be here somewhere. Oh, there I am. I'm actually right. Oops. There. And my husband is behind me. There. Okay. Okay. So then let's see. Oh, right here is my husband and I. Oh, these shiny pictures are annoying. So that's my husband right there. Him and me. When he was a associate pastor at his church and I was the youth leader. Trying to think of something interesting to show you all. Oh, here's a good picture of my husband and I. This is on our honeymoon. Shiny. Sorry. That's my husband and I on our honeymoon. That was 13 years ago. Oh, and this is the day that we announced our engagement at our church. So that was super fun. Oh, this is my stepson and stepdaughter playing basketball in Colorado on our honeymoon. That was super fun. And this is Colorado also. Cool, right? And this is another family photo. This is his mother, Dorothy, who we live with now, and his daughter, Molly, and his son, Dylan, and my husband and I. I can't think of anything else to do. I'm glad you're all here. I'm sorry that there's not more of you, but that's okay. I'm not here for a lot of subscribers. In fact, I've decided that once I do get my, Gina, if you're still here, I think I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once I do get past 1,000 subscribers, I'm on the fence, but I don't think I'm going to monetize on Facebook. I'm located in Illinois, in the United States, Illinois, squirrel. Where are you at in Australia? You have provinces down there, don't you? Like you have Sydney and you have all kinds of places. I mean, Australia is huge. Here in Illinois, that's where I live. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, by the way, that's multiple sclerosis. I have that. So it makes me a little bit ditzy, but that's okay. Melbourne. So that's actually one of the bigger places. Wow. Do you live in the city or do you live in the outskirts? I do love Australia. It's beautiful. Oh, I was about to say, if you were to hit 1,000 subscribers, would you quit? No, I wouldn't quit, but I don't think that I would. You have a cousin in Australia? Huh, look at that squirrel. Good day, mate. That's cool. Small world. If I were to get to 1,000 subscribers to be monetized, I don't think that I would. I'm on the fence and I'll explain why. There's a lot of people who have a lot to say. Oh, in the city. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who have a lot of truth and honest discussion that we could be having. but because they're monetized and they're worried about losing their income, they can't say certain things, They're like, "Oh, I can't say that because I'll be demonetized." And so I'm not a fan of that because it's not really censorship. It's more they really can only censor you if you're getting paid by them. So if I'm not getting paid by them, then I can say whatever I really want as long as I don't hurt anyone. So I was just thinking I don't want to be monetized so I can still have my freedom of speech and be able to share touchy content that maybe some people wouldn't see it as a place they'd want to advertise. Wait, do you get paid by YouTube? No, I don't now. No, I don't get anything. Since you have 803 subs, I think we need that 1,000 subscribers now. And I do have the 803, but that's not enough to be subscribed. There's some criteria. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, but you also have a certain amount of minutes that you need to have watched. Not you have watched, but people have watched your channel. I've already got them. I have thousands of minutes watched, so that's not a problem. All I really need is another 200 subscribers and I could be monetized. So, yeah. You get paid $100. I don't know why, but I do get paid every so often. Oh, well, good for you. I'm super stoked for you. You need it. You're a young man. You need to save your money and buy yourself a really cool car. That's awesome. I don't get paid. Anyway, so here I am. I made my bullet points. Charles Barkley speaking the truth. You'll like this, mister. Charles Barkley came out with Shaquille O'Neal and said that we shouldn't defund the police and who are we supposed to call, the Ghostbusters and everything like that. And now he's getting flack. They actually think that they could cancel Charles Barkley. They could even block Charles Barkley. They think they can cancel Charles Barkley? I don't think so. Anywho, you know how I feel about Chuck. So, wow, I've got 4 people watching my channel, which is awesome. And I'm so grateful. I know Charles Barkley is the beast. I love him. They can't cancel Charles Barkley. There's no way. Well, guys, there's a lot of lives going on right now. It's Friday night, and a lot of people are having their lives up. And I understand that you've got other stuff to do. So, yeah. So I guess that's it. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. It's almost an hour. And I wanted to make sure that Mr. saw me. He wanted me to upload, and I did. And I'm here, and I'm grateful. And Saturday morning here. Oh, isn't that odd how that works out? Squirrel, it's Saturday morning where you are, and right now the sun has gone down. I don't think I'll ever not marvel at the earth that we live in. It's crazy. Mister, I have to get my ducks in and my chickens in. Maybe I'll come back out. Okay. Maybe I'll go back on after I get my ducks and my chickens in. Okay. I can't leave them out because we've got raccoons that will strip them. It's awful. So maybe I'll come back on when I get into the craft room and maybe we could do something there. Okay. First, let's just want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, please, so I can get over my 1,000. I've got a giveaway that's coming up. I have an entire big bin of art supplies that I'm giving away. Unfortunately, Squirrel, I'm sorry, but it's only in the US, but I could probably, if you liked something, if you ever won, I could just give you a gift card for somewhere where you are, which is fine. So, yes, good morning, Australia. At 10 a.m. in the morning. It is now almost 7 o'clock, the hour where I need to get my ducks and my chickens in. So I'm going to go. I might come back later. We'll see. But I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'll try to come on again soon. Okay? Okay, guys. I'm going to go. I got to go. I've got lives out there that need me. But I'll try to come on again. Okay? All right. We'll see you. Bye. Take care of yourselves. Stay virus free and wear a mask. It's not about freedom or liberty. It's about your health. Please wear a mask because I can't go outside if you don't because I've got a compromised immune system. So I'm one of those people you could kill. So quit it. Wear a mask. Okay. I love you. Bye.